Tonight, Kim Richards is back. We discuss the men of Southern Charmed. Michael Darby of Potomac, innocent or not? Tune in.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey!
It's Bravo, bitch.
It's Bravo, bitch. Yes. It's Bravo, bitch. It's Bravo, bitch. With Hollywood Leon.
Hey.
We're shaking it up. We're rebranding. We're making things nice around here. I am your host, Hollywood Leon, and I'm joined by two special ladies that I brought into the clubhouse. Some AfterBuzz alumni, some royalty. Hi, guys.
I love that. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. I'm Maitha Carrillo.
What's up, party people? I am Erica Edwards.
Yes, we have a lot to talk about. Make sure to tune in all the way to the end because we have some news that's going to shake up a couple foundations. I'm going to have some people tweeting at me later. But let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, a little Potomac tonight. We're going to dip into Southern Charmed. It's going to be fantastic. Let's kick it off. What a fabulous Wednesday. Did you guys have a good day today?
Sure did.
Okay, I'll go with that. I have my health.
You know what? I had a health thing. I had to go to the doctor today and be in traffic. So
yeah,
it's been a long day. But now we get to talk about Bravo.
Yeah, let's talk about Bravo because we have a lot to talk about.
Yes. Okay. First of all, let's bring up Beverly Hills. Kim Richards is back with a ponytail. We do have a photo. If you're listening to us on iTunes, make sure to give us a 5-star rating now, and make sure to check out our show because it's live on YouTube and you can see the photos that we're going to be posting.
Yeah.
Kim Richards back with the high ponytail. What do we think about this look? And do we love Kim Richards do better?
I do. I'm a fan of Kim, and I have to say, judging by last night's episode, she is definitely in a better place in her life.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that was transcendent throughout the entire episode, and I'm loving this pony because it gives me, I don't know, like it gives me those 1970 vibes.
It's
like
young.
Old school, young, fun.
Yeah, she looked really good in the confessional, although I didn't think her costume, I was like, where are you going? Are you getting on a bus? Where are you going? Like, this is Farroween. What are you doing? But outside of that, this look I actually did really love. Absolutely.
And why was she wearing a backpack?
Right. I was like, that's why I was like, are you taking a bus to school? What you doing, girl?
That's what the cool kids wear now, a backpack.
Yeah, well, I was just liking that she was wearing a high ponytail and rolling her eyes in the confessional. We have another one. Yeah. This is her mid-rolling her eyes.
That is such a bad shot of her, Leon. You did her dirty there.
But those lashes are on point, let me just tell you.
Indeed.
I love Kim Richards. You know, we've had a long history with Kim Richards, but when she looked into the camera and said, I know I'm not easy to love, she got me. I love you so much, Kim Richards. And you know what? When it comes to like this little feud, Lisa Rinna was totally out of line. If you don't know the backstory, Kim and Lisa Rinna have had a history. Basically, the bunny that Rinna gave to Kim gave back at the reunion, causing a big stir. Obviously, Lisa Rinna hasn't gotten over it because whether she was wearing an Erika Jayne costume or not, her feelings were showing. Why are you so mad, boo?
Okay, yeah, because as you mentioned, it was at the reunion, and we all know we haven't seen Kim on Beverly Hills for like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So that was like 2016. So I was like, okay, really, just text her. This is too much.
This
is too much for you to be carrying it on now. Like, it's
but at the same time, it was like Rinna was shocked at the fact that she was going to show up to Kyle's.
It's her sister.
It's her sister. And then, too, she was using the See You Next Tuesday work, trying to channel her inner Erika Jayne, when in reality, it was just her portraying her own feelings. It was just so shady. I wasn't a fan of it. But I have to say, at the end, and I'm not a big Rinna fan, I was like, okay, at least we got to see these ladies grow up and actually have a conversation and apologize to one another.
I liked that, although I didn't understand why it took Denise Richards to say, oh, why don't you have this conversation as yourself instead of Erika Jayne? I was like,
that was the only thing she made sense, because I love Denise Richards, but I didn't understand her perspective in this conversation. I'm like, I know that you've been gassed up by Rinna by telling you all the stuff. You know, I've been hurt by her and stuff, but you should take into account Kim Richards' feeling. Like what Kim was saying, what about my feelings? Like, I totally understood. And I would have been like, Denise, back up. Bye. This is between me and Rinna right now.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly. I agree. And I also feel like if Denise thought about what she was saying, she's like, well, what's the big deal about a bunny? Tell that to Lisa. Tell that to your girl.
Your girl's heard.
Why is your girl over here talking about bunnies 2 years later?
Exactly.
Don't talk to, Kim about it. Lisa was the one who brought the bunny up. So what are you talking about?
She just didn't know. Denise is like, she didn't know the backstory. She didn't know anything about it. So that's what she was trying to make her time shine.
I think what happened is clearly they have a way tighter relationship that we haven't seen on camera. And Lisa has been totally dogging Kim to Denise already. So Denise was already like, this shit crazy. So
I was just happy to get a break from Puppygate. You know what I mean? It was a different type of atmosphere because it's been long.
16 episodes long. We are on episode 16 of Real Housewives of Beverly
We're
Hills.
just dragging it out.
Yes.
And you know what? The fans have been going crazy. It's different. I know that it's different these days when we watch these shows because with social media, we're just rehashing and we're revealing and new stuff is coming up all the time with social media and the airing of these episodes. But now I feel like the fans are more involved than ever. I mean, there's a lot of podcasts, ours included. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think fans have gotten so involved, it's become almost volatile. And that's why you guys need to stick to our news and gossip section because the girls don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I'm going to bring up some news and gossip that is going to shake everybody up. I'm serious. This is fans getting involved into the storylines. This is really...
I'm sweating. Can someone turn on the AC?
Yeah, it's really good. But let's talk about the lie detector thing. How obvious was Kyle bringing this up? Oh, yeah, the cameras happened to be there catching Lisa Vanderpump. The way she brought this up at the dinner, just say it. Production told us that Lisa Vanderpump was freaking taking a lie detector test because she hasn't hung out with us.
Exactly, because every time she retells this story, we have to listen to our robbery and then our neighbor's robbery. But they were out of town. And then the contractors. So the contractors had to get the lie detector. But then she's best friends with my daughter. I'm like, girl.
How ridiculous was that story, too?
How many times do I have to hear that long 8-minute story for you to say Lisa is getting a lie detector test?
Can you imagine, your employer's my house was robbed. I need all the employees to take a lie detector test.
No.
I would be like, you are out of your white mind. You are out of your white mind.
Yeah. I don't like it too whenever these sort of topics come up. All the ladies act so shocked, oh my God, this is new news to me. It's no, they're such bad actors. It's you guys have known that this was going to happen. Why are you acting so shocked?
More importantly, you called her a liar and she told you, Dorit, would you like it if I took a lie detector test? So now she is.
Yeah.
I don't see why it's that.
You can't win or lose.
Why is it oh no.
All I know is that when Lisa Vanderpump showed up to take that lie detector test, I looked around what are we watching? It's so ridiculous and crazy and such good TV.
It's good TV.
And that's where we need to leave it at. People have just become so engulfed in this. People are going crazy. If you don't take a stance... And even when you take a stance, they are coming after you.
Yeah,
LVP is the queen.
What I think is so funny and what I love at least about this season, because they've honestly, with the Puppygate, it has been boring as shit.
Yes.
But what I have liked about it is that, like you said, it's flipped on them. Because usually on almost every series, when they all gang up on one person, everybody's going with the gang. Nobody wants to mess with Nene. Nobody, everybody goes with the gang. But this is the one time where everybody's going with Lisa. And that's a nice little change because I feel like they are kind of getting too gung-ho about it. And once Radar Online said, okay, we didn't get the story from her, why are we still even talking about it? They said they didn't get the story from her.
That's because none of the other girls have a storyline to them. So that's why they're sticking so much to what was happening with LVP.
Beverly Hills needs a serious shakeup. Thank God for Denise Richards and the hand jobs and the sex talk and the Charlie Sheen Thanksgiving revelations.
The hooker.
Seriously, it would have been such a boring season. I'm so over this. Even the freaking taglines. If Kyle makes one more Beverly Hills related tagline, you know what I mean? It's just we get it. You live in Beverly Hills. We've been watching the show for 10 years. We know where you live.
It's been 10 years.
Yes.
Let's move on to Potomac because Real Housewives of Potomac is basically carrying Bravo right now. Personally, I've never been someone that's been on the Potomac gang. I watched the first season, of course, but I couldn't get past the way they were dressed. It felt like they were just going to a bad etiquette school. I was like, what is this? But over the years, Potomac has really held its own, acquired its own fans. So we brought in a Potomac expert to talk about this. Erica Edwards, take it away. What's going on in the land of Potomac?
Okay, so many things. All right, so pregnancy is a thing on Potomac. So, Ashley Darby is pregnant now, and now on this this season, she's not pregnant yet, so she's still drinking up her Coronas every single episode. I feel like it's product placement, because I was like, y'all can't drink nothing else but Corona, but every single episode, she usually talks about Corona, or she takes shots. So things are kind of going. Ashley's kind of the young, cute one, so they always get a hard time. And she likes to mix it up. And her husband is like, I don't know, a white, sexually ambiguous Peter from Atlanta. Because he is also very messy.
He's been having drama for a minute, right? Now, this photo is basically from their Instagram. They revealed their baby's gender while skydiving. So they threw the powder into the air, revealing the color of the sex.
They both skydived?
No, just him.
Oh, just him.
And she waited down on the ground, waiting for the powder to show up. I don't know exactly how it worked, but we do have a photo of Michael here that we want to bring up as well. Tell us about Michael here. I mean, obviously from the photo, can we zoom in a little bit? He is kind of a clown. This is him like on a bike and a Razor scooter, or one of those like teleporting hoverboards at the same time. I don't think we can zoom in.
Messy.
Okay.
So there's drama with him.
Okay, so here's a couple things. So one is the people through, the blogs and Instagram and everything. He was actually charged by one of the employees at Bravo for sexual harassment, a male employee, like for, I don't know if he grabbed his butt or grabbed some sort of part of his body. And but I think since then those charges have been dropped. It was like sexual assault, sexual harassment in between those two. And then, so that hasn't come to play in the season yet. So right now what's come to play is they were all at a party that actually was for her uncle, and they all got drunk. And so at the end of the day, that's when, now we don't know who he said it to, because the whole night of the party, he was kind of telling one of the bartenders, like, ooh, you look good. I see you've been working out. Da, da, da. And it was like a guy. And then the whole time, because the last episode, not this week's, but the week before, was hot mic, because I guess he didn't really know his mic was on, and which is like, you're taping a show. But anyway, so.
Why is this something, like, this happens in all the franchises?
This is
right.
crazy.
So I was like, I didn't know the mic was on. Like, dude.
Are y'all filming that long? And like, I mean, really? Like, I never forget I'm on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did make this comment in front of Robin and Candace and Ashley that, oh yeah, I would suck his dick. And so
what?
They all heard it. And, especially on Potomac, because they're very... they're very, like, highly sensitive to that. Because even the first season, I think he patted Juan, and Juan is sexy, but he patted Juan, I think, on the booty, and they, like, blew up at a party. They were like, no, you can't do that. You're, like, the only white person here. You can't be tapping black men on their booties. Like, you can't. And so...
look, we're not going to, like, give him shit if he's bisexual, because we love bisexuality. Yay for bi people. LGBTQ. You know what I mean? Like, we love it all.
Exactly.
But I think the problem is that he's engaged to a woman named Ashley on the show. Yeah. So that's why they're making a big deal. But I do want to bring this up. I feel like with the franchises like Real Housewives of Atlanta and now Potomac, there is like an underlining homophobia.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at, because it was kind of like the first season, he was, because Candace wasn't on that season, so he was the only, not trying to be funny, but he was the only white person. So he was the only white guy. So they were kind of like, and he's from Australia. Maybe he doesn't know our culture, blah, blah, blah. But there was sort of like this big thing, like, ooh, why is he so flirtatious with men? And it was a huge thing the first season. Yeah. So now, the fourth season, you already know how we get down in Potomac. So you making these comments is kind of like, all right, you didn't learn from season one. What are you doing?
People are going to run with it. Yes. Especially if you're just come off of a little case of groping. like
exactly. So I'm not sure if this, the last episode was where he actually. I don't think he's groped the guy yet, but this is sort of like the prelude.
It's leading up to it.
The prelude to that. Outside of that drama, Giselle is fabulous. I love Giselle. Giselle and Karen are still like going toe to toe. We're episode.
Karen should have let her in.
I know. Right?
Karen should have let her in. And I don't know. We need a picture of this cameraman because I need to, like, if you're breaking the fourth wall, this guy's got to be like, I mean, Ricky Martin must be holding the camera. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm doing a scene with Joel, I'm here with you guys. Yeah. If I cannot help but look at the cameraman, he must be gorgeous.
Is he still working on the show?
I don't know. That I haven't heard anything as far as what happened to him. Like, I know he definitely filed charges, but I think Bravo kind of, I don't know what they
must have settled that at court.
I don't know what they did. They worked it out. And I do know that since the charges have been dropped, I think Karen went on as saying that she thought that like they shouldn't have been and they should have pursued it if he's actually committed sexual,
I read something about that. She said she's very disappointed.
Yeah, and it's like,
girl, bye.
And she's like, all three of us heard him say something about S in someone's D or.
Yeah, and he's always kind of, flirted with Juan a little bit. But Juan is hot. Like, Juan is cute. So we give him a pass on the Juan flirtations. But, so he...
Are they all, like, literally in the confessional talking about, like, sucking dick?
Well,
like, are they saying it like he said he was going to suck his dick?
Yeah, in the beginning of the last episode, the very last episode, they were, because it was the end of the party. So that was like the first 10 minutes. They were like, oh my God, did you hear it? Do you hear it? And then you see them all talking to each other, be like, well, maybe she was drunk, she don't remember, and not mentioning it, but they're mentioning it in the confessional. So I was like, if you talk about in the confessional, that's the same as talking about it.
It's the same thing.
So that's where they're going. And then this past week and this week coming up, they've already taken their first trip. So they're in New Orleans, hashing it out.
I love New Orleans.
Yes, in NOLA. So it's been a fun season so far. It's been pretty cool.
People have been saying Potomac is really riding high right now. Only because second to New York has been incredible this season.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're kind of getting a little bit bored with the Luann, Dorinda, all that kind of mess. I'm glad they're finally leaving the Berkshires tonight. Make sure to check out Real Housewives of New York coming up in a couple hours after this for the after show. But I don't know. I really feel like Potomac has been carrying this. It's making me really want to dive in and binge all the seasons and get fully caught up. I'm
same.
This is some good drama right here.
For the people who watch it, there was here's one thing that's sort of interesting. The very first season, there was this really kooky kind of, she crazy, this girl named Katie, and now she's back, and she actually went on the trip with them to New Orleans. So it's interesting because now she's even crazier than she was before. So that part is kind of fun to see, her interacting with them, and there's some new girls that she didn't know in the beginning. So that's kind of adding a little bit of spice to it, and I think they're finally getting their rhythm of sort of, it's a show, it's TV, but still trying to kind of be authentic. Because I think when they first started, I was like, why are you all still talking about etiquette this whole season? This is kind of weird. Yeah. But now they're kind of like...
Yeah, that's why I dropped off. Because I was like,
me too.
What are they wearing? What are they talking about?
And this too, I will add, the wigs are so much better. Like Giselle, her hair has always been laid.
Watch for the wigs.
But Karen, outside of the one crazy braided wig that she took to New Orleans, that one was a hot mess. But outside of that, Karen's hair is great. Robin cut her hair and it looks a little bit like ramen noodles, but she looks great in the confessional.
Ramen noodles are good.
I know, ramen is good.
Ramen is good.
If you have no money. And but everybody, their look, you know how it is. They start to look better and get their look together, and so they're kind of Monique just had a baby. Well,
what's up with Karen's braids? Because they were looking really messed up. I saw photos all over Twitter.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. This whole the first 3 episodes, she had these different fly blonde wigs. We're like, go ahead, Karen, and then she shows up to go to New Orleans, and we're like, oh, what happened, boo? Why did you have Niecy or somebody, to Kwanda braid your hair? So her braids. Everybody, Monique actually said, I think in the confessional, she's like, my braids are braided to my hair. Karen just braided her wig, and that's exactly how it looks. Sally.
It looked
crazy.
I gotta watch. I think I'm gonna binge it.
Yeah, we have to get into Real Housewives of Potomac. It's been getting hot. There's all these Bravo shows that have been luring me in. Like, I'm strictly like a below deck and below deck med guy, Southern Charmed, obviously all the Real Housewives, but there's lots of shows that have been popping up, so make sure to keep watching It's Bravo Bitch with Hollywood Leon, because we are going to be talking about all your favorite Bravo shows. Texacanas is another good one. You know, Summer House is really pulling me in, especially with this schmuck named Jordan. I feel like it's this gay guy who has been thrown into a mix with all these straight people. So he's like pretending to be straight, going out with all these girls. And I'm like, you guys aren't seeing it. He's gay. And now he's talking about how he can't get it up on the show.
Because
like,
he's gay.
I'm like, this is a 28-year-old guy. Like, you don't have that kind of problem.
Right.
We don't have that kind of problem around here.
No, that's right.
Yep.
I see you guys in the live chat. Join in, say hello. Make sure to let us know that you subscribe to 2 or more of our channels, and we'll shout you out because we are the ESPN of TV Talk. Let's move on to Southern Charm. We brought in a Southern Charm expert because she knows what's happening in the season. I dive in and out, but I've been pretty strong the last 3 seasons with Southern Charm.
Well,
I love it.
Yeah.
How many seasons total have there been?
6.
Okay.
Yeah, this is season 6. I've watched since season 1. I hope I'm right because I'm the pro at Southern Charm. But last season was really good, so it was hard for
with Ashley. Psycho.
So yeah, so I was a little apprehensive. I'm like, I don't know if this season will like top last season, but so far tonight is episode 3. And it is good. So I have to say, we have to start off talking about Madison. And so Madison is Austin's new girlfriend.
Yes.
And so this whole revelation came up after watching episode 1 that Austin had a threesome, and these other 3 other girls filmed as Madison walked in on them, which is his girlfriend. So this was all taped. This was all posted on Instagram, and this has been the storyline so far of this season. Yeah. So Madison is still with Austin, and they're still together, and they're trying to work things out. And now we have like Shep and Craig, and they're butting in. So Shep has been a lot gearing up towards Austin's side and defending him. And it turns out that Madison had an affair as well while she was with Austin. So
she be DMing guys on Instagram, right?
Right. So in tonight's episode, you guys are going to see how she DMs someone's boyfriend on the show.
What?
Right. So let me just tell you guys. So it turns out, Danny has a new boyfriend named Gentry. And so it turns out that one of...
Danny's been kind of really coming up because the last couple seasons, she's kind of been in the background. But ever since she went off on Ashley...
Oh, she's on
like,
it.
I'm part of the group now. Let me in.
Right.
And we're like, okay, fine.
So Madison, right? Madison's friend sends a DM to Gentry, which is Danny's boyfriend, saying, hey, my friend thinks you're cute. Her name is Madison, and she wants to know if you'd like to meet up with her. So this goes around, of course, to Austin. The guys end up finding out as well, and they peer pressure Austin into breaking up with Madison. So as he's on the phone saying, is this true? The guys just came up to me, told me the story. She's basically like, yep, it's true. And that's where we end up tonight's episode.
Now, where were they when he had the threesome? Like, were they exclusively going out?
They were exclusively going out.
So that should have been like the deal breaker right there.
Exactly. So then that should have been the end of it. But she was like, no, I'm going to also have my little affair and hook up with another random guy. She wants
to be on the show. That's the thing about, like, I don't know. You hear about these towns that they're filming in.
Yeah.
If I lived in North Carolina, I'm like, Southern Charm is being filmed in Charleston. I'm going to go get with one of these guys.
That's what Ashley did.
That's what Ashley
did. Landon did it too. She knew the cast members, and she flew out at like season 3 and was like, I'm going to be part of the show.
Landon trying to get with Thomas.
Ashley trying to get with Thomas. Catherine with Thomas. Now Thomas is out of the picture, but it's great because we get to see a lot of what's going on with Thomas and his legal stuff. So they're all talking about how, like, they show his mugshot, they show his financial issues, just everything, the drama that happens with him.
And I saw a picture of Thomas hanging from like a balcony in North Carolina, and someone is like posting about all of his charges, like, stay away from this man, basically defamation of character. Although it's actually like the allegations are really, really severe, and they haven't been settled. So
they haven't. No,
this could very well be true.
There's so many articles coming out about the relationship between Thomas and Catherine, and what Thomas would put Catherine through, and how he like sent her out of state when she was pregnant the first time, so nobody would find out that she was pregnant. Like,
he did a lot of dirty things. We've seen like a little tidbit. Catherine has revealed a little bit about how he has just been a horrible person. And the men of Southern Charmed have never been these gentlemen that they portrayed themselves to be. The reason we love the show is because of the women.
Yeah.
Honestly, Patricia, like...
Patricia's a goddess.
We do not watch it for the men. Like, I think JD from Southern Charm is literally scum.
Yeah.
He is disgusting.
Is, yeah.
Thomas Ravenel is like...
It's the same.
It is the same.
Yeah.
They're best friends.
Yeah.
Trash.
You guys have to watch our after show here at AfterBuzz TV. Matt does such a great impersonation, and I make him do it on every show, of JD and Thomas, and he is so spot on with the laugh. It's hilarious.
I love Matt Maher.
Yeah, but one thing too, talking about the men, one guy who's really standing out, at least to me, is Metul, which is Naomi's boyfriend, and tonight's episode, he's fine. Like
we have a photo.
We have a photo. Cute.
They're hot together. Look at them. This is them matching shirts and then vacationing together. Can we zoom in on these photos, or is that as big as it's gonna get? Let's see the other photo with the abs. The first photo. Yeah. Okay, so this is Metul and Naomi vacationing. I see nothing but body yaddy.
Yeah.
I see some toned abs. This looks delicious.
So they work out together, and last week's episode you saw them work out, and they kind of balance each other out in a way, but then you also see Naomi still not over Craig, and she's still throwing shade at him.
Yeah, what is up with that?
And it's so messy, and I feel like she's only doing it just to be relevant on the show, to be honest, because
I know, but you know what though, Maite, when you're writing that, look at that. When you're writing that beautiful beast of a body, why would you even be thinking about somebody else or Craig? That means you're still hung up, boo.
Yeah.
You are still hung up. And why wouldn't you be? He's so cute. Let's bring up Craig.
What? Yeah, and also Craig, he has also admitted recently that after his breakup with Naomi, he went through a depression, and he left to the Bahamas, try to find his soul-searching self, and just
Did he go to the Fire Festival?
He went to the Fire Festival. He had himself a piece of bread with cheese on top. He was really feeling himself, and so when he got back, he found himself a personal assistant who pretty much keeps him on check.
Yeah, I heard her on the phone. She was like, yes, that's your breakfast, and I need 3 blank checks.
Yes.
I'd be like, all right, if you're going to ask me for a blank check, I need to know why and how much. Let's pull up Craig. This is Craig. Craig is such a cutie to me.
He is.
He's so cute. He's so sweet. And you know what? Naomi used to just write him hard. Like, what's wrong with my sewing? Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah, well,
What's wrong with my sewing?
And now he's in business with Patricia.
Yeah, so he finally took advantage of the pillow world. That platform was there waiting for him, and he didn't jump on it. And he finally, after some time in the Bahamas and some time away from the U.S. and Instagram, he found something. He's back, looking cuter than ever, and stirring protein shakes for about 3 minutes.
Yes. But he's such in a better place than he's been before. So I'm actually excited to see the rest of the season and how his development.
Yeah, well, Southern Charmed is fantastic. Make sure to check out my
Southern Charm.
Oh my God.
Girl, get it right. Southern Charm.
Southern Charm.
There you go. It's not Charm.
I like saying charmed.
Charmed is
which show?
Throw it back to 1995.
Yes,
exactly.
The Witches. All right, we have one more thing about Southern Charm. Catherine and her new boo, she's dating country singer Hunter Price. Mm-hmm. This is a photo of them. Let's look at the beautiful couple, Catherine and Hunter Price. Now, Maite, as a Southern Charm expert, I want to know, do you really buy Catherine's story, or do you feel like I do, where she's still psycho and it's just underneath waiting to come out?
I'm actually both. I do like how she's developed, and
She's so
I like
calm
how
now.
she's a different person, and she's grown up, she's matured. But I do think that there will come a time where that inner flame will definitely explode. But we've actually haven't met this boyfriend yet. Tonight we meet a different boyfriend who is also a senator. And he's got a mugshot. He's got baby mama drama. He's going through a divorce. So I think Hunter will come along later on in the season. But I personally don't like Hunter. I think he's just hanging on to her for the fame and because
I didn't know who he was, so I think he wants to be known.
He's an up-and-coming musician. I think he was like on America's Got Talent. And so he's pretty much hanging on to Catherine. But I don't know. That's just my prediction.
Her coattails are worn out, like she said.
Yes.
Well, that's it. Let's move on to news and gossip, because it's going to be good.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
You guys, this news and gossip is ridiculous. I want to talk about Housewives exclusive People magazine writer Dave Quinn basically is being accused of faking a homophobic cyber attack towards him for defending or for talking about Lisa Vanderpump's transphobic joke that she made. Last week on Beverly Hills, Lisa Vanderpump said something about Erica Jane, referring to, well, don't ask me any questions about her because I'm not sure if she's tucking it or not. Implying that she has a penis and that she needs to tuck it away. Look, we all know it's a joke. Right. We all know Lisa Vanderpump isn't transphobic. But when you have a platform like this, you should know better. To say stupid things like that, to say insensitive things to the community that you're an ally to, you should know better. That's all. But people are taking it way out of context. Supposedly, someone sent him a very nasty hate mail. Let's pull it up.
Oh, this is juicy.
I mean, this is what he tweeted first. He tweeted, look, making transphobic joke is so not cool. If you are someone that does a lot for the LGBT, you should know better, be better. So he posted this, basically saying, look, I'm not for Lisa Vanderpump right now. That was not cool. Supposedly, then he gets this letter, F-U-F-A-G-G-O-T. I don't even want to say the word because it's so derogatory. And basically, they're going off on him. If you are watching the show, you can read it. I don't want to go into it. It's very graphic and very disturbing. They're basically telling him that they hope he dies of AIDS and that he's a dumb homosexual, and they're basically just defending Lisa Vanderpump. So he posted this on Twitter. Lisa Rinna, Erica Jane, and Teddy all commented within minutes.
Of course they would.
Of him posting. Excuse me. Within minutes of him posting it, too close to comfort. People were suggesting that they were all in on it because he posted the tweet at like 7:28, and then Lisa Rinna sent out the tweet, "This is not right," at like 7:29, and then Denise Richards at like 7:30. So everyone's just like, look, we know Dave is like close with the Housewives, but this just seems too fishy. He deleted everything off Twitter that had to do with this joke and this incident, made his public Twitter private, and is not speaking to anybody about this. If you ask him about this on Twitter, he blocks you. So this is why I'm saying this might shake up a couple things if it gets back to him. I don't know what's going on with you, Dave Quinn, but we don't want any more Jussie Smolletts around here. You need to just be true to the cause. Be a real Housewives advocate, but don't get into the drama. You know, I like to stay very neutral. I don't agree with everything the ladies do, but I just talk about it. You know what I mean? If you do want to take a side, take a side. Say Lisa Vanderpump is the queen, or she's not. But I think diving in, making up stories, this is too much. I'm not saying that it's true, but when it's printed all over the internet and on reality TV blogs, this is some serious allegations. His Twitter is still private.
Wow.
It's been,
that's some good tea, Liam. That was good.
It's been 5 days.
That's crazy.
Well, wow.
You know, and it's interesting.
So he works for people.
He works for people. He gets the exclusives all the time. Like, he's the one that will be like, oh, Nene gave me the exclusive to post like pictures of her and Greg, or when someone has a baby, you know what I mean? He gets the exclusive for Housewives all the time.
Right.
And I've been noticing the last couple seasons, even with like Nene getting really nasty on her season, like it's getting hard to comment, especially when you meet these ladies in person. I'm friends with the cast of the OC.
You sure
You know
are.
what I mean? So like, I understand that when you meet them and everything, it's hard to discuss them in a negative connotation, but sometimes you just have to hold people accountable and just present what's being talked about. You don't have to take a side, you don't have to take a stance, but you do have to report what's happening. And I've just been noticing a lot of bias opinions, and there's no right one, like, and there's no wrong ones. There should just be opinions. Everybody has them. But I feel like the fans are taking it to a whole different level these days.
Well, you know what? That's so true. It's so much like cloud chasing, because Nene just had this go viral, a video go viral of a fan like basically reading her in the airport.
Yeah.
And it was like, first of all, there wasn't no read, girl. Clearly you don't really be watching the show. And it was like, and your friend just happens to be there taping it. It was like, okay, stop it. So the fans, I agree with you, are getting
the fans
way
are getting
crazy.
way too crazy. I saw that they were trying to gaslight Nene into her going off on her. She was simply on the phone, and if she doesn't want to engage with you, she doesn't have to engage with you.
Yeah.
Whether she's a TV personality or not, they don't have to speak to you. You can talk about it later and say they're rude, but they don't actually have to engage. So let's just leave it for the TV entertainment. Leave the reporting to us, y'all. And kick back and relax. Make sure to check out our show. It's Bravo Bitch with Hollywood Leon every Wednesday at 6 p.m. You guys, I'm going to have some incredible guests coming up in the next month. My Instagram DMs are full and loaded right now. You guys, make sure to tune in. I know it's been kind of a roller coaster ride, but the dust is settling. And I'm the only one. I'm the only man standing. I thought I was just gonna get that perfectly.
Damn, it's Bravo Bitch.
It's Bravo Bitch with Hollywood Leon. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you to my guests. Where can we find you? What do you want to promote?
All right, you guys, you can follow me on all of my social media. My name is Erica Edwards. My social media is Erica, Erika, D as in door, Edwards. And if you too, like me, love Real Housewives of Potomac, you can catch me right here every Sunday night, 9 p.m., going through it.
Yes. Hey guys, my name is Maite Creo. You can find me everywhere at This Is Maite. That is at This Is MAYTE. And right after this, we're filming the after show for Southern Charm starting at 7:15, talking about tonight's episode.
Woo!
We don't want to miss it.
It's gonna be juicy. Make sure to catch Real Housewives of New York City, 9 p.m. And I'll be back next Wednesday. It's Bravo Bitch with Hollywood Leon.
Bravo Bitch.
Bye guys.
Ciao for now.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.